So you probably think uploading a YouTube short is a quick 2-minute job. You pick the video, hit upload, and you're done. Simple, right? But come on, if that's all it took to go viral, we'd all be YouTube stars by now. In this explainer, we're going to pull back the curtain on the professional strategies that the top creators are using, the stuff that most people completely miss. Let me ask you, does this sound painfully familiar? You put in all the work, you make a fantastic video, you upload it feeling good, and then it just stops. It hits 1,000, maybe 2,000 views, and then completely flatlines. Well, you're definitely not alone, and believe me, the reason why is so much simpler than you think. Get this. A full 99% of creators are making the exact same simple and really costly mistakes during the upload process. And we are not talking about some huge, complicated technical errors here. We're talking about small oversights, these tiny little details that have a massive impact on how many people see your video. And that's exactly what we're here to fix. Today, we're going to walk through the pro-level method step by step so you can break right through that frustrating plateau and give your shorts the chance they truly deserve to go viral. So, what's the real problem at the core of all this? Why do so many shorts just fizzle out? It's actually pretty simple. When you make these little mistakes, you're basically preventing the YouTube algorithm from doing its job. You're not giving it the clear signals it needs to find the perfect audience for your stuff. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. You gotta think of the algorithm like a super powerful but kinda dumb robot. It only knows what you tell it. If you don't give it clear instructions, keywords, context, signals, it has absolutely no idea who to show your video to. So it might show your awesome gaming video to someone who only watches cooking tutorials. And what happens? They swipe away instantly, your retention dies, and YouTube just stops pushing your video. Okay, so let's get practical. We're going to break down the 3 most common and honestly, the most damaging errors that creators make right there on the upload screen. Let's get into the first one. First up, the idea that thumbnails don't matter for shorts. This is a huge myth. Your short doesn't just live in the Shorts feed, It also shows up on the homepage and in browse features. And in those spots, that little thumbnail is often the only thing that's going to make someone decide to click or not. Just look at the difference here. On the left, that's what happens by default. YouTube just grabs some random, blurry, or super boring frame from your video. Nobody is clicking on that. But the pro move? See that little pencil icon you get during the upload? Use it. Scroll through your video and hunt for the single most shocking, suspenseful, or intriguing frame you can find. That creates this powerful curiosity gap that makes people have to click. Okay, the second major mistake is writing a weak title. A title that's just a string of emojis or says something generic like, wait for the end, does absolutely nothing to help the algorithm. It's confusing for the viewer and it's even more confusing for the system. So here's your blueprint. Your title needs to do 3 things. Include your main keyword, so if the video is about an iPhone, the word iPhone has to be in there. Second, it needs to create suspense that connects to the video's hook. And third, use a maximum of 3 relevant hashtags. And pay attention to the don'ts. No more emoji-only titles, and please stop stuffing your title with 10 or 12 hashtags. It doesn't work. And here we have the final mistake that pretty much everyone makes. You finish your title, you select your thumbnail, and you hit public right away. This is such a missed opportunity to let YouTube's system start working for you before your video even goes live. Here's the pro move, the unlisted method. Instead of hitting public, you always upload your video as unlisted first. This gives YouTube time to process it to full HD and run its copyright checks. But here's the real secret. While it's sitting there unlisted, YouTube's bots are already scanning your title and metadata, basically priming the algorithm. So the moment you make it public, it's already warmed up and ready to be pushed to the perfect audience. All right, so you've nailed the upload process. The video is scheduled. But hey, that's only half the battle. The real game, the part that pushes a video from just good to truly viral, happens next, inside YouTube Studio. This is where we dive into post-upload SEO. Now, let's talk about the description. Here's a simple but super powerful blueprint. First, copy your title and paste it as the very first line. Easy. Next, write a quick summary of what the video is about. Then add your links. And finally, this part is key, add about 5 to 7 extra related hashtags here. This gives the algorithm even more context to help broaden your reach. Now for tags. The key here is to think like a viewer. Stop just listing single keywords. You need to ask yourself, what would a real person actually type into the YouTube search bar to find my video? You need to use those exact phrases. And this is why this is so important. The Shorts feed will give you that initial blast of views, but that fades. Good searchable tags give your video a second life. They allow it to be discovered in YouTube search results for weeks, months, or even years down the road. It's the difference between a video that dies in a day and one that keeps bringing in views forever. We've covered all the technical SEO, but honestly, none of that matters if you can't get people to actually watch the video. In the world of Shorts, you have about 3 seconds, to hook a viewer before they just swipe away. This is where your creative strategy becomes every bit as important as your technical setup. So let's break down 3 powerful psychological hooks to stop that scroll. First is curiosity. You create a question in the viewer's mind that they absolutely have to get an answer to. Something like, how did I get 10,000 subs without uploading? They have to stay to find out. Second is FOMO, the fear of missing out. Make them feel like they'll be left behind if they don't watch. For example, this new growth hack is getting millions of views and you're still using old methods. Finally, there's urgency. Create a reason they have to watch right now, like YouTube is banning this trick soon. Each of these makes it nearly impossible for someone to just swipe past. And that right there brings us to the most important point of all. Going viral isn't just about the back-end SEO, and it's not just about a clever hook. It's about combining them. Think of it like a 1-2 punch. You need the technical SEO to get your video in front of the right people, and then you need that powerful hook to make them actually stay and watch. And there you have it. That's the whole playbook, from the upload to the optimization to that killer creative hook. The only thing left to do is actually apply it. So I'll leave you with this question. Which of these pro secrets, the thumbnail, the title, the scheduling, or that intro hook, are you going to implement on your very next short?